Yo, what's going on everybody? It's Riddick TV, and today I'm going to be presenting y'all with my attack type tier list for all the jutsus and secret technique. But before we get into the video, guys, make sure you guys give this video a like, you subscribe, and you also leave a comment down below. Now, without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and hop straight into this video. Now, I'm going to be doing a tier list, so from D to S is going to be ranked from D being the lowest and S being the highest, and D is pretty much rendered as I wouldn't play with it at all, and then C to S is I would play with this, and I'll explain later in the video. Now let's go ahead and jump straight into the D list here. So the first one we're going to be doing is going to be the Summoning Great Snake. I just find this jutsu to be pretty much useless, and honestly it could be better, and you only really see this one on flag battle or base battle. It's very rare to see this in a Ninja World League or any festival. Our next one is going to be the 7 Heavenly Breaths. It's okay, it could be better, but if you are a non-DLC type build, I would highly recommend going with 7 Deadly Breaths or another jutsu I will talk about in this video later on as the tier progresses. Now the next one is going to be the lightning style chakra mode. This one is not very good at all, and I just highly wouldn't recommend using it. There's better secret techniques out there. And our last D tier jutsu is going to be the Almighty Push. Almighty Push is okay, but there's just better jutsu out there that will actually do damage, and rather than just knock back your enemy. I just find this jutsu not very good in Shinobi Striker. Next, we are going to be moving up to the C tier. The first C tier jutsu is going to be the wood style Laughing Buddha jutsu. Now, this one's at a C rank because I personally wouldn't use it that much, but it's still a good jutsu. What it does is that 2 wood hands will come up and it will smash them together and you'll be stunned, but you gotta have a good combo to start that off. Otherwise, it's just not that great of a jutsu. Our next one is the Youthful Roar. Youthful Roar is alright. It'll paralyze your enemy for a couple seconds, but other than that, I don't really think that it's that good, and there are definitely better jutsu out there that will actually do damage. And our next one is going to be Universal Pull. Universal Pull is good because it is a combo starter. However, though, it does not do any damage, and I feel like there's better jutsu out there that will do more damage and will get the job done. And you'll probably have a way better time because people can dodge out of Universal Pull. And yeah, you'll thank me later on that one. Our next jutsu on the C tier is going to be Leaf Whirlwind. Now, I feel like this one is an alright taijutsu. However, though, there are more jutsus out there that are way better than this one. And honestly, I still see some people running around playing with it, but however, I personally wouldn't use it because I feel like there are way quicker one like taijutsu moves out there. Overall, I think the Leaf Whirlwind is meh. Our next one is going to be Teleportation Jutsu. This jutsu is only used for flag battle that I know of. It's not very good. It won't do any damage. All you're going to get is a faster movement speed for a little bit because you're going to be dodging into the air about like 20 meters, and that's basically teleportation jutsu. It's not that good for combat. That's why I put it at C. Our next one is going to be Wind Style Rasen Shuriken. Now, this one could be on the B list, but I'm going to keep it right here at C because I think that it's too easy to dodge and you can see it from a mile away because it's slow and it takes forever for the Rasen Shuriken to even show up in the hands because it takes 2 shadow clones, just like how Naruto did it in the series. However, though, it's not very good here in Shinobi Striker, and there's better jutsu out there that you can use. Our next one is going to be Massive Rasengan. This one is more or less the same way. You can see this one come in from a mile away, and honestly, it's alright, but people can dodge out of it, and more than likely, you're not going to get a kill out of it, so There's better techniques out there that are better. And our last one for the C tier is going to be Tornado High. This one's okay if you have a combo to follow it up with, but personally I just don't find it useful for my playstyle. It could move up to the B tier, but it's just going to stay here at C. Moving on to our B tier, our first jutsu is going to be Planetary Devastation. Now this is a great secret technique that's free because your opponent will be launched into the air that's going to be formed with inside that rock and be sent down, and they will die. Whenever you do get Planetary Devastations, you can't do anything about it, and it's just kind of sad seeing your character die and you can't do anything about it. Our next one is going to be the Rasen Flash Super Circle Dance House Stage 3. Now this one is a good secret technique as well. However, I just don't use it because I think there's better secret techniques out there from different DLC characters. However though, this one's good and it is sneaky. I just don't personally use it all that much. Our next one's going to be Leaf Flash. Now I feel like this could be in the A tier, but I'm just going to keep it right at B because I don't like how it slams them into the ground. However though, you could pair it up with Leaf Rising Wind and it will do a lot of damage. However though, I just don't use it because I feel like there's better combos with Leaf Rising Wind. Alright, and our next jutsu is going to be the Acrobat Technique. Now this one is going to be at B because you have to be really close to your enemy in order for this jutsu to work, and it's kind of really hard to get a combo with. I've seen some builds where people universal pole and then do the Acrobat Technique, but however I just don't feel like it's all that good because you have to be so close to your enemy for it to work. So that's why it's going to be in the B tier. Our next one's going to be the Flying Rajin Jutsu. Now this one is at B because honestly it does no damage, and I only see people use it for flag battle because they can lightning blade across the map, throw down a flying Rajin, and then go get the flag, teleport back, and do the same thing. However though, I just don't feel like this is a good damage jutsu because it does no damage at all. I just don't think it's all that good, so that's why it's at the B tier. Our next one's going to be Kurama Twin Impact. This goes for the same way with the Acrobat Technique. You got to be super close to your enemy for it to work. Even though on your camera it looks massive, you just got to be right next to it for you to get a hit off of it. So I just feel like it's not all that good compared to like Rasen Rampage. This one was a flop. Our next one is going to be the 8 Inner Gates Gate of Limits. Now this is a good secret technique for those who don't have any DLC characters. It will boost your health, movement speed, attack strength. It's good, but however though, it's going to be at the B rank because I feel like there are more secret techniques that are like that but are just a little bit better. So that's why it's going to be at the B rank. Next, we're going to have it the Lightning Style Lariat. This one is going to be at the B rank because it's an alright move. It's quick and it knocks back your enemies. However though, I feel like there are some better jutsu out there that doesn't cause the knockback all that great for attack, because if you're attack, you just want to be non-stop pressuring people. So Lariat's okay. However, I just don't feel like it's all that good, so that's why it's going to be in the B tier. Our next one is going to be Vanishing Rasengan. This one's good. It works just like the Rasengan. However, though, it's invisible. I just don't personally use this one. I'd rather just use the Rasengan, but this is a good jutsu, and it could be up into the A tier, but I'm just going to keep it here at the B. Our last B tier jutsu is going to be Kamui. Kamui is good, but you can also dodge out of it, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it misses, so that's why I'm going to keep it here at B. Moving on to our A rank tier. Now the first jutsu we're going to be using is going to be the Octopus Hug. Now this Octopus Hug is a combo starter. It's used by many people in the attack class, and it's just overall a great jutsu because you can hug your opponent, it will stun them, and you can follow up with your combo. So that's why it's going to be in the A tier. Our next one is going to be Dynamic Entry. This is a great taijutsu. It does a lot of damage and it will send your opponent back and stun them. And this I would honestly say is either a combo starter or a combo finisher. You can finish people off because it does a lot of damage. So I just think that's why it should be at the A tier, but it could also be pushing the S tier. Our next jutsu is going to be the Wood Style Wood Dragon. Now this one is at A because this will reset the ninjutsu cooldown times if you hit your opponent, so you can just keep doing combos on them and they can't do anything about it because they don't have any of their ninjutsu to counter it. So that's why I feel like the Wood Dragon's good. This could also be a combo starter or a combo finisher because it does have good amount of range. Our next one is going to be the lightning blade. Lightning blade's really good. It's really fast. It will stun your opponent, and this is a combo starter. If you're wanting to be a fast build, I recommend lightning blade for any of the builds because it is honestly the best fast jutsu I could think of. Our next one's going to be the Rasengan. It works just like the lightning blade. However, though, you have a limited amount of distance, but it does do a lot of damage and it will stun your opponent. It will knock them back for a while, and I just think it's a great jutsu and it deserves to be in the A tier because it's slept on. Our next one is going to be the 8 Tails Chakra mode. This is a better version of the 8 Inner Gates Gate of Limits. If you do have Killer Bee, I highly recommend you use him because it will boost your defense, you'll regain health, and also your attack strength is boosted as well. And you also have a sand shield which will blast people away from you, and it kind of works just like Kurama Link mode, but it's just more of a sand shield that will spin and it will blast your opponent away if they're close. And our last A tier is going to be Kurama Link mode. Now this one could be borderline S, but however, I do have to consider the amount that sometimes the second ultimate part where Kurama, his head pops up and the laser beam shoots, it's not all that good. You miss probably 8 out of 10 times and it's not that good because it's just not good. However though, the Kurama Link mode, whenever you get like the cloak of him, is super good because you get a team boost of health, defense, and with yourself your movement speed gets boosted along with those other two I just mentioned. So that's why it's in the A tier. However, it's not going to be in the S because of the Kurama head. Alright guys, and we are moving on to our S tier, and these are the final remaining jutsu. So we're just going to work down the line from this one all the way down to Flying Raging level 2. So for the S tier, we're going to have Leaf Rising Wind. I feel like this is one of the better moves for attack because it will kick your opponent up and you can do some great combos as well. Now this is a really fast move and I highly recommend that you use it because I use it on nearly every attack build that I use. Our next one is going to be the 8 Inner Gates formation from my guy. Now this is a great jutsu and I highly recommend you get it because not only does it work like Kurama Link mode, it also does a lot of things for yourself like attack speed, movement, defense and stuff. But however, you will die at the end of it just like how he should in the show. It's still a really fun jutsu to use as a secret technique and I highly recommend you get it. For the next one, I'm going to be using Rasen Rampage. This one is a great jutsu because it will stun your opponent, it will knock them up in the air, and you will get guaranteed, does a lot of damage, and I would say that this is a combo ender. You try to want to time it out perfectly so you can get a kill off Rasen Rampage. However though, you could do it as a combo starter, but I feel like that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Our next one on the list is going to be Hashirama's 1,000 Pillar Secret Technique. This is a great secret technique. There will be 1,000 pillars coming from the sky and relatively really quick, and honestly it will kill at least 2 people, and you kind of want to have the enemy team bunched up together when you use this secret technique, and it is guaranteed to get you killed. It's one of my favorite secret techniques right now. I highly recommend it for everybody. Now the next one is going to be the Sharingan. I put Sharingan in the S tier because you essentially get a second substitution, and that allows you to be super aggressive and super fast, and most likely it will save your life multiple times. So that's why it deserves to be in the S tier, just because it's like it acts like another substitution. It's great. And our last one is going to be the Flying Raging level 2. Now this is good because it is fast, it's sneaky, and it does a lot of damage, and you can keep doing combos after you do the Flying Raging level 2 because it temporarily kind of stuns your opponent and you can keep doing your combo. I also forgot to mention in the B tier that we are going to have the Boruto Strike. Now Boruto Strike is okay, it's iffy. However though, I just feel like you can dodge it and it kind of is like the massive Rasengan, but it's still an alright secret technique. Alrighty guys, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you guys give this video a like, a subscribe, and you comment down below on how you would change up my tier list and if y'all agree with my tier list. With that being said, guys, this is Riddick TV, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.